Good evening. I'm Haylee Ficuciello, and this is Englebrook Independent News Federal Crime Report, bringing you the most significant federal and superior cases of Washington, D.C. as we close out March of 2026. Tonight, Justice Decades in the Making, a shocking Capitol assassination plot, violent repeat offenders, and a major sentencing decision that underscore the ongoing fight against violent crimes. Nearly 3 decades after a deadly nightclub shooting in Northwest Washington, justice has finally caught up to the accused. An El Salvadorian national, Oscar Diaz Romano, also known as Oscar Alonso Salgado, has been found guilty for 2 counts of second-degree murder for a 1997 double homicide. According to prosecutors, the violence erupted in the early morning hours of August 9th of 1997 inside a former Las Rocas restaurant. After a fistfight broke out, Diaz-Romano pulled out a revolver and opened fire. 2 young men were killed: Jose Roberto Milana, a 22-year-old father of 2, and Jose Noel Corazas, celebrating his 22nd birthday. The defendant fled the country immediately after the shooting, evading justice for nearly 27 years. He was finally arrested in El Salvador in 2024, extradited in 2025, and has been remained in custody ever since. Sentencing is now scheduled for June 5th of 2026. A Massachusetts man has pled guilty in a chilling case involving an attempted assassination plot on the United States Capitol. Ryan Michael English, 24, admitted to arriving at the Capitol armed with a knife and 2 improvised Molotov cocktails. At approximately 3:12 p.m. on January 27th of 2025, English approached a Capitol police officer and said, "I'd like to turn myself in." Officers quickly discovered a folded knife, 2 vodka-filled Incrisi devices with cloth wicks, and the later investigators say English intended to kill a presidential cabinet nominee, identified as Scott Bessent, whose confirmed vote was scheduled for that day. A handwritten note recovered from his pocket revealed disturbing motivation and premeditation. English now faces sentencing on August 14th of 2026. A Washington, D.C. man has been pled guilty to repeatedly strangling his romantic partner, in a case prosecutors say showed a disturbing pattern of violence. Raymond Leonard, 28, admitted to 2 separate assaults in 2025, despite already being convicted for strangling the same victim in 2024. In both attacks, the victim reported she could not breathe and feared losing consciousness. One of the assaults, occurring on Halloween, was captured on surveillance video. Leonard remains in custody and will be sentenced on May 28th of 2026. A Maryland man with a history of violent offense has been sentenced to 30 months in federal prison after being caught with a stolen firearm or narcotics in Northwest D.C. Ashid Anthony Turner, 24, was stopped by the police in August of 2024, where the officers discovered a stolen Sigma Sonner 9mm pistol, heroin pills, cocaine base, marijuana packed for distribution. Turner was already on probation at the time, making his third firearm-related conviction in just 5 years. A D.C. man is now facing multiple felony charges after a violent attack on the Metropolitan Police officer during a retail theft investigation. Ian Zephyrin, 46, allegedly stabbed an officer, causing severe head injuries requiring more than 50 stitches. He now faces charges with 9 counts, including assault with the intent to kill while armed. Zephyrin remains in custody pending trial. Several major sentencing decisions were handed down this week. Quantez Moore, 46, was sentenced to 23 years for a fatal shooting in Northwest D.C. Robert Ginger, 47, received 33 months in possession of a stolen handgun with the extended magazine. Christopher Young, 31, of Baltimore, sentenced to 78 months for distributing more than 1,600 files of sexual abuse material. Malik Thompson, 23, sentenced to 19.5 years for a deadly carjacking that claimed the life of Melvin Dock Jr. In the Moore case, prosecutors say the victim was shot while attempting to flee, struck multiple times as gunfire erupted in a public park. From decade-old fugitives finally facing justice to violent offenders and national security threats emerging in real time, these cases paint a stark picture of the challenges facing law enforcement across the nation's capital. Accountability, enforcement, and vigilance remain the center of the federal justice system. I'm Haylee Ficuciello, and this has been your Englebrook Independent News Federal Crime Report. Stay informed, stay alert. Good night.